Good morning. This is my website, Eden Dayrit. Ano ba ginagawa ko? Currently, I am the President and Managing Broker of Remax, TRP Realty in Alabang. So kapag pupunta kayo sa mall dito, maraming kainan, nandun lang yung office namin sa baba ng Virgo. And nagtuturo din ako sa UP, Open University at De La Salle University, College of St. Benilde, real estate management at saka courses on real estate appraisal. And on the side, yung City Hub, it's one of my passion projects. I got into the company late na. Bali, ang role ko is to expand. It's a container van dormitory. We house minimum wage earners. Kasi yung renta lang niya, currently, 1,700 to 2,200 per month. And we have locations in Mandaluyong, Cainta, Santa Mesa, and Bagitawa. And yung pinaka-baby ko, yun yung Alabang, inalis ko. And yung love ko, yung bookstore. And so, yun lang, ginagawa ko yun para ma-replenish yung books ko. Yun yung yun yung ulterior motive. So, una, what is your motivation getting into this business? Meaning real estate investing. Kasi, kung hindi ganun kalakas yung motivation mo, hindi ka magsasucceed. You wanna know what my motivation was when I started? Yes. So, I graduated with a degree in chemical engineering. Medyo malayo-layo. And then, nagtrabaho ako sa semiconductor companies. After 3 years, nag-quit ako and started my career in real estate investing. Ang unang nagalit sa akin is my lola. Kasi feeling niya, since we grew up sa OFW family, single-parent household, tapos I grew up with my lola, grandparents, tinapon ko lahat ng pinaghirapan ng anak niya. Siya silang magkakapatid para mapag-aaral ako sa Lasal. Tapos, pupunta ako sa isang bagay na walang kasiguruhan. Yun yung feeling nila na, bakit ka nag-resign? Ang ganda na ng trabaho mo. Pero, yun yung naging motivation ko that time to make my lola proud kasi nagalit siya at hindi niya ako kinausap for the entire year. And so, parang, ang bigat para sa akin na yung kinalakihan ko, galit na galit sa akin. And I even moved out of the house because of that. Tapos, yun, buti na lang. So, yeah. And aside from that, nag-start kasi ako, hindi pa ako married, and nagpakasal kami, a few years later, ang naging motivation ko naman was, parang hindi na umalis yung husband ko. Papantayan ko man lang yung sweldo niya as an OFW. Napakalaki ng sweldo niya abroad. Parang yung salary niya dati sa Globe, as a telecoms engineer, yung isang buwan abroad, equivalent to 1 year dito sa Pilipinas. So, ang come-on pa doon was 3 months lang yung contract, 6 months lang yung contract, uwi na agad. So, yung 3 months na yun, naka 7 to 8 years din. So, buti na lang, ganun din. I'm happy to report na 3 years ago, nandito na siya at broker na rin siya. So, ano yung ginagawa ko, yung ginagawa ko. So, yeah, my life is a testament na kaya natin to gawin as long as you really have that motivation. Kaya, yun yung inuuna ko lagi. You need to find your motivation or else you'll just dabble and mabubore kayo and you move on to the next kung ano man. Okay? So, that's your assignment mamayang gabi. Okay. Now, let's get our hands dirty. Real estate investing. Kapag bumibili ng bahay, paano kayo nagbabayad? Ano yung mga options niyo? Bank. Either bank financing, pwedeng cash, kung may pambayad ka ng cash, or pwede rin in-house financing if you're paying sa developers. Medyo scary nga ito sometimes for those na hindi alam, hindi well-versed, na sometimes kapag turnover na kailangan mo na bayaran or kailangan may approved bank loan ka na napo-foreclose. So, yun yung first na kailangan nyo gawin. Kailangan alamin ninyo lahat ng options ninyo in purchasing the property. Actually, I love this, yung sa in-house financing, kasi you can also act as a bank. Kapag, nabasa ninyo na ba yung book ni Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad Poor Dad, and the book of Larry Gamboa, Applied in the Philippine Setting in Rich Pinoy. So basically, yung rent-to-own scheme, that was what I was doing when I started real estate investing. Kasi wala akong big amount, so I purchased properties from the bank na nag-amortize ako, and then I sold those same properties, and the same scheme, mas mataas lang yung amortization. And that is how I got the passive income. So that was my formula then. Ulit-ulit lang hanggang lumaki na lumaki. Nakakuha na ako ng enough capital, pambayad, na pambili ko na ng properties ng cash. Yeah, so yun na, it was my nest egg. You find a property, you fund it, you fix it, and then you either hold it, you sell it, or you rent it out. Ang option ko lang before, and ang option ng marami, sa simula na real estate investor is for you to sell it. Kasi syempre, you cannot just rent it out or you cannot just hold it kasi wala kang ibang pagkukuhaan ng funds. So the name of the game is the velocity of money sa simula as a real estate investor. As soon as you dispose the property, pwede ka nang mag-move on to the next property. Pero kapag medyo nakaluwag-luwag ka na, at kaya mo na magpalabas ng pera ng konti, you can wait a little while until mag-appreciate pa ng konting value of the property, or hindi mo agad siya ibebenta lower than the market value because you have the means to maximize the income potential of the property by selling it at the fair market value. Meron akong isang technique na may secret na pwede kong i-share. When I started, nag-start ako as an agent sa isang developer sa DMCI. And ang purpose ko lang nun was to save on the acquisition cost kasi yung commissions, the professional fee that I'm receiving will be rolled back to the property. Yun yung thinking ko that time. Little did I know na very crucial yun para hindi lang yung sa savings on the money, but knowing the entire process before I got into real estate investing. Dapat alam niyo yung entire process na yun. And mamaya, I will also share kung ano pa yung other benefits of being an agent. At least man lang for you to experience it sa simula. Para magagamit mo. Since you are getting into real estate investing, I assume, tama ba? So you're here. So, sabi ni Kiyosaki, money is made when you buy the property and not when you sell it. Ano ibig sabihin nun? Money is made when you buy it. Ibig sabihin, dapat ang pagbili mo, kumita ka na. Buy below the market value. So, my criteria then was to get the properties at 50% of the market value. So, saan ka makakakuha nito? Sinabi na nga ni Shine kanina. Tapos yung common question sa akin before, may makukuha pa kaming ganyan ngayon. Actually, frankly, quite challenging because yung mga banks ngayon, they are not just asking for yung deficiency nung nag-default. Kasi by law, yun lang naman talaga kailangan ang singilin nila dun sa bagong bibili. Ngayon, they're asking for the fair market value. Actually, sometimes even higher than the fair market value. And as an appraiser, nakikita ko na lang, bakit ganito ka mahal ang selling ng bangko? And they're not really flexible. Pero don't get fixated on those properties kasi napakarami pang other sources. Like, check yung mga city auctions, yung mga sa City Hall, yung mga delinquencies, taxes from the city. I've joined a few before, and by law, I think, I'm not sure kung city to city pareho, but they are mandated to wait for 1 year for the default to redeem the property, and during that year, pwede pa niya i-redeem yung property niya. And kung sino man yung nakabili, they will be given 2% on their money per month. So, imagine, yung first time ko nung ginawa yun, 2009, bought a property in Tagaytay, nagsama-sama pa kami ng pera, for 1.4 million, if I'm not mistaken. Tapos, niredeem siya nung previous owner after 9 months. So, kumita kami ng 18% in the span of 9 months. Okay ba yung 18% in 9 months? Yeah, not bad. Pero actually, malungkot kami. Kasi nakuha namin at 1.4, pero yung market value is mga nasa 3 million. So, 50% of market value, mas maganda sana yung magagawa namin sa property. Pero, pwede na rin. At least, parang wala kang talo. As long as you've done your due diligence before, chinek mo, kasi may naalala kong kwento, binili nila sa may bundok. Ayun, so hindi nila mahanap yung property. Or, minsan, mataas yung acquisition price nila kasi they didn't do their due diligence. Ayan, so, ngayon, marami na matatalino. Kapag pupunta dun sa auction, meron silang presyo na katabi ng listahan. Ngayon, yun yung maximum bid price nila, which is, meron silang percentage, mga 20 or 30% of the market value. Mas mataas pa rin dun sa delinquency, pero sobrang baba pa rin, panalo pa rin sila kapag kinuha nila yun at binenta at market value in the near future. So that's another option. So yeah, 50% of the market value, yun yung criteria ko before. I got it for 2 million pesos and the market value was 4 million. As an appraiser, there are 3 approaches to value. Merong income approach, merong market data approach, and cost approach. Yes, I think. So, dito, ang ginamit ko is yung market data approach, which is finding other comparables na kapareho within the area. And it just so happens that this is part of a 10-door townhouse complex. And nagtatok ako, tinanong ko kung magkano nila nabili the previous years, and nakuha nila yon at 4 million pesos just the past year. So, sa tingin niyo, may bibili ba ng property na to at 4 million pesos? Yes, definitely, because yun yung selling prices ng ibang houses in the area, which is actually identified. Yun. So, mas swerte lang ako, madali yung naging trabaho that time for my very first year. For properties outside of Metro Manila na wala masyadong comparables, punta kayo ng bnr.gov.ph. Hanapin mo yung exact street name or kung nakatira kayo sa building, the exact building, meron doon price per square meter zonal value. But, mind you, that is not the basis of price. That is only the basis of the government for the taxes that will pay. But, it is a good measure na rin, at least, alam mo na ito yung pinakamababa na amount na pwede i-bend yung property. Pero, ano rin yan case-to-case basis because there are some areas na sobrang taas ng zonal value, even higher than the market, fair market value. But, konti lang naman yan. But, in the past 2 years, the government has been updating the zonal valuation. So, more or less, gumaganda na, lumalapit na yung zonal and market value. Kaya pwede nyo na siyang maging basis of value. Okay, clear? Okay. So, this is the exact, this is an example of the ads na makikita mo sa Site ni Jay, sa newspaper, Sunday Manila Bulletin, sa mga handout nila, o kaya nakapost sa bangko mismo. Tatanong mo lang sa guard, saan po dito ng foreclosed properties? Nasanay ako before na every single time, papasok ako ng bangko, doon muna ako pupunta. And hiningi ako ng list. And yung iba, may pamphlet, booklet, yung iba, nakapost lang sa wall. Or yung iba, hihingi nila yung email address mo, and magiging BFF na kayo. Kasi lagi ka nagtatanong sa kanila, okay ba ito, available ba ito, may caretaker ba ito? And so, your target is, if you want to purchase property from the foreclosed listings of the banks and other financial institutions, maging BFF kayo ng coordinator ngayon na ikaw yung una niyang sinesendan or nasa email list ka na. Yung iba, madaling computation kasi naka-indicate na dun Kung magkano yung down payment, magkano yung percent interest mo. Yung iba, kailangan mo pa ng template. Meron namang mga apps sa phone na amortization calculator, or ang ginawa ko, humingi ako from the bank. Noong una, yun yung ginagamit ko. Actually, yung template that I got from the bank, dun sa first deal ko, yun ay naging template ko forever. Hanggang ngayon, even as I am brokering, yun ang ginagamit ko sa clients ko. Kasi sanay na ako dun sa template na yun. So, find what works for you, and alamin ninyo paano mag-compute ng amortization, paano mag-compute ng magkano yung dapat na down payment ninyo, magkano yung interest rate, and yun, gawin nyo lang, ulit-ulit, and mas ituloy kayo, malalaman nyo. Hindi nyo na kailangan ng, yung factor, pag-compute ng amortization. Hindi yung old school dati. Meron pang book doon na yung factor, parang interest factor. Mumultiply mo doon. Ginawa ko rin yun dati, pero there's an easier way. Sa Excel naman yun. Meron na apps na support. So, bakit kailangan to? Kasi, kailangan mong malaman, magkano yung kailangan mo ilabas na pera. Simula, and kung kaya ba, ano ba yung kaya based on your budget. Siyempre, you're working with a little budget. And of course, hindi lang yung acquisition cost ang kailangan mo i-account. Ano pa? Taxes, appraisal, broker's fee, marketing fee, yes, all the transfers. Pero in 2008, hindi pa ako nag-drive. I was 24 noong time na yun. And during that time, ang lakas na loob ko kasi nagko-commute lang ako. Parang sobrang dami kong energy. And yung very first property ko was in Quezon City. I lived in Pasay, katabi ng Villamar Airways, Manicaban area. And kung nasa na ngayon yung Resorts World, wala na. Tapos ang lakas na loob ko na nagko-commute every single time. So, kailangan, i-account mo rin yung lahat ng yan. Okay. Just a premiere on the comparative market analysis. Sa brokerage kasi, ang tinuturo ko sa brokers and agents namin sa office, we want you to be known as a broker who moves all their listings. Yung listings in yung properties na hinahawakan nila. We don't want to be brokers who have all the listings pero hindi gumagalaw. Masama yun. Kasi ibig sabihin, you're not an effective broker. So, paano mo ma-ensure na lahat ng listings mo gagalaw? First, you pre-qualify it. Meron akong 3 criteria. First, which is applicable din sa real estate investing. So, first, dapat complete and correct ang documents. So, dapat yung title, walang issue, or kung may issue man, madaling i-resolve. Dapat correct yun. Ano ba kapag corporation yung documents? Ano ba kapag individual yung documents? Second is the correct price. Ito yun, the correct price. So, an example nito is, I'm trying to find the rental rate for Botanica in Philippines, which is a new development doon. Naka-turnover lang yung iba this year lang. Wala pa ako nakuha comparables kasi wala pang nagpapa-rent out doon. So, ito yung unang-unang unit na nagpapa-rent out siya kasi kaka-turnover na sa kanya. So, what did I do? I got listings from yung mga magkakatabi na condo buildings doon na more or less similar price range, similar sizes. Tapos, i-adjust mo na lang ng konti based on the parking or kung fully furnished na siya, yung age of the building. So, kailangan mo lagyan ng premium yung Botanica because this is brand new. Nag-summarize nito mga listings na to from Levy, Bank, and Aspen. And then, kinuha namin yung rental rate and we divided yung rental rate sa floor area niya. So, meron na akong price per square meter. And more or less, yun yung ginamit ko na compare na computation. Tatakuha ko yung average rental for Botanica. Siyempre, hindi lang yun. Nag-adjust pa ako to account for the high-end new Botanica, brand new Botanica. Yeah. So, yeah. You can also apply this sa pagbili nyo ng property. So, you can get comparables. Ito, rentals. Pwede nyo sa sales. For example, this one is in Eagle Ridge. Kasi hindi gumagalaw ngayon ng Eagle Ridge, marami nagbebenta. Ito yung price per square meter niya, zonal value, 3,700 per square meter. Ito yung asking rate ng mga nasa market ngayon. So more or less, pinakamataas yung 6,000 per square, pinakamababa is 3,400 per square. Sinabi ko din sa seller ko, sige, let's do an average na lang. I already advised my seller na hindi ito gagalaw in the next 2 years. But let's still list it just in case na merong gustong bumili. Kasi nandiyan yung kalaks, nandiyan yung movement of the infrastructure in the area. Just in case, let's list the property. So, hindi lahat tatanggapin ninyo, yung listing, or hindi lahat ng properties kukunin ninyo, but you are keeping some of them because you know that there's progress in the area. So, yeah, very basic computation. We listed it at 5,000 per square. Medyo bentang ayaw magbenta, pero okay lang. Ayun, kasi understood naman niya na hindi pa yung magbenta, okay lang. Hindi ko kailangan ng pera. Yeah. So, ito yung example ng zonal valuation. A screenshot of the bnr.gov.ph na site just to show kung ano ang itsura niya. Example naman to sa Paranaque. So, Green Heights. It's a listing in Green Heights. So, kumuha kami ng property in Green Heights and also in TS5 kasi magkakalapit lang yan. So, when you get comparables, dapat yung halos magkakatabi lang. Hindi pwede ang Green Heights at Tahanan Village. Dahil, ultra high-end ang market, hindi mo ultra, high-end ang market ng Tahanan versus Green Heights. Medyo mid-end ang Green Heights. So, bagay ninyo, yung kukunin yung comparables para hindi mamadod yung data nyo. This is Ayala Alabang naman. Since our office is just walking distance sa Madrigal Gate ng Ayala Alabang, ang dami nag-walk-in, nagpapabenta or may requirement din sa Ayala Alabang. So, nakakahiya kung wala kaming price per square meter. Wala kaming listings na may offer. So, I'm proud to say na marami na kayong listings ngayon in Ayala Alabang. And this is an example of pricing a property along San Juanico Street. And same principles. Paano kapag may bahay naman? Ano ang gagawin ninyo? Dito papasok ang contractor friends. Hi, Anna. Hi, Nas. So, hi, Shine. Mga nag-build themselves. So, kailangan mo silang tsikahin, magkano ba price per square meter na yun? Kapag nag-build ka inside Ayala Alabang, dapat, since mas premium yung area, magdagdag ka ng konti sa price per square meter mo. So, hindi lang yung lot area, but yung floor area isama mo. So, it's a mixture of market data approach and cost approach. So, mamaya i-research niyo yung difference on. So, in cost approach, yun yung how much will it cost if you did it brand new. As opposed to market data approach, magkano yung fair market valuations of your comparables in the area. And so yun. I can leave this to you for yung academy. So, ang lesson lang dito is, for you, bakit extensive yung tinuturo ko about pricing? Kasi, ito yung magiging backbone ng real estate investing ninyo. Kapag nagkamali kayo ng bilis sa presyo, mali na lahat. Yes. Wala kayong masyadong margin of error. In this first deal, ang dami kong mistake na nagawa. Pero, okay lang. Kasi, mahaba ba? 50% yung margin of error ko. So, medyo nabawasan yung projected income, pero okay pa rin. Kasi, malaki pa rin yung projected range na pwede kong paglawaan. So, kaya gusto ko matutunan ninyo how to compute yourselves. So, yung price per square meter of the lot, price per square meter kapag rentals, kasi kailangan yung alam din, dapat kapag bumili kayo, mahanap kayo ng exit strategies. Hindi lang pagbenta, pwede rin parentahan. Like, I had a client who had been selling a property in McKinley Hill. Ang problem kasi sa McKinley Hill, napakaraming inventory na available na resale, and meron pang mga pre-selling. So, mahirap magbenta ng resale in McKinley Hill. So, I said that to my client, and sabi ko sa kanya, parentahan na lang muna natin for the meantime while waiting for all the resales na mabenta, tapos saka tayo magbenta at the maximum price na. So, pumayag naman. And kailangan, marunong din kayo mag-compute ng magkano rental rate. Same principle din, gano'n din, price per square meter. So, rent per square meter, multiplied by the floor area. How do you fund the property? I'm assuming, you came here, meron na kayong mga ipon konti, kakapambili ng property. What if wala pa? This is the property I bought from the bank, so 20% in down payment na required. 400,000 yung money, dapat kasi 2 million pesos. And during the auction, nagbigay na ako ng 20,000, which was my show money. Kasi yun yung process. Anyone here naka-join na ng auctions? So, with auctions? Minsan ba? Yes, a few. Maraming modes of doing auctions. Meron yung open bidding na merong paddle na itataas mo, hindi mo ibababa hanggat hindi hindi mo na-meet yung maximum, hindi lang ikaw yung mag-isa na nag-stay na nakataas. Saka hanggang kaya pa nung budget mo. Yung sa maximum. Dapat disiplinado ka rin doon. Meron din sealed bidding. Yung mga city auctions na attended, sealed bidding. So, they have envelopes. Susulat mo doon yung maximum price mo. May iikot na kukunin yung mga envelopes. Tapos, bubuksan nila yun isa-isa on the spot. Tapos, kapag napanalunan mo yun, you have to pay cash. Yun yung only mode of payment na natin ko before. Doon lang ako naka-experience na yung manager's check ko, sinuklian ako ng cash. Yun, sabi ko, wow, totoo pala to, na manager's check is as good as cash. Kasi sinusuklian ka na ng cash. So, ito, ang required lang ng bank was 20% out of 2 million. And kapag na ako ng 20,000 during the auction, because that is the show money, tapos kapag napanalunan mo na, hindi na ibabalik sa yung show money mo, that would be part of the purchase. Okay. Sino ang pwede mong mahiraman ng pera kung sakaling hindi ikaw yung mag-fund, hindi ka mag-invest? In the beginning, ang mga taong magtitiwala sa'yo are only your friends, your family, and your colleagues. And during that time, galit yung buong family ko. Kasi nga, galit si Lola sa akin. So, automatic yun. Galit yung Shami. Yung mami ko lang nakakausap ko dati. So, paano na yan? Buti na lang, eventually, when you have a real estate portfolio na marami nang makikibakas sa'yo sa mga projects mo. Like currently, I'm very focused on building my real estate brokerage company. Kaya, ang ginagawa ko ay nakikibakas lang ako sa mga projects ng friends ko. Yeah, so, proud ako sabihin, part ako niyan. Pero small part na. What we did before, we give post-dated checks, we sign a promissory note, we sign a memorandum of agreement. Especially kapag yung hihiraman mo is yung mas malapit sa'yo, dapat mas matindi yung documentation. Because iisipin mo ano yung mas importante, your relationship with that person or the money that you are borrowing. As a real estate investor, dapat marunong ka makipag-deal with your investors. Pwede silang maging passive investor or an equity partner. So, iba-iba yung modes of payment, iba-iba yung percentage that you're giving. Pero sa simula, if you're just a beginner, ang ibibigay mo sa kanya, syempre, kapag nabenta mo na yung property, and usually bigger yung split nun, as opposed to a passive investor that you guarantee the percentage return that you're giving because kaya mong i-support kasi may pera ka, meron kang pinapaygot na pera, even if you haven't sold the property yet. So, just showing you the options, pero there are a lot of ways to fund the property na hindi through private investing. Kasi I started na private investors yung kinukunan ko ng funds. Pwede ka na kumuha. Kasi that time, di ba, I quit my job, went full-time real estate investing. Paano na ako makakapag-loan sa bank? I learned that the hard way. I had to get a co-borrower when I had to borrow from the bank. Kasi hindi na ako eligible sa bank. So wala akong IR, wala akong everything. So, the lesson is, huwag niyong don't quit your job and do this full-time agad. Don't do what I did because it was crazy. It had, basta, baka akong tumalon sa cliff na wala akong, hindi ko alam kung saan ako pupunta. So I don't want you to experience the same. Now, fixing. Mas swerte lang ako that time that my best friend was a civil engineer. And siya ang nag-recommend sa akin na mag-renovate ng property. So, ito yung draft na ginawa namin. It's a bare condo. As in, bare na walang ceiling, walang tiles, walang bathroom fixtures, walang everything. Even the windows, bare. So, nice namin. And it became a big one-bedroom, 2-bathroom condo. So, it was sold already. The fixing, di pa ako nagkamali. Kasi, I didn't account, kasi hindi pa ako marunong. And during that time, biglang bumuhos yung malakas na ulan, that was, nabenta ko siya, 7 weeks from the date of acquisition. I think I got it noong March, tapos April, May. Nabenta siya ng April, ano ba, March, April, mga ganon, May. Tapos, biglang bumuhos yung ulan ng June. So, I had to replace the roof. Dahil nakakahiya dun sa tenant ko. Siya yung very first client ko, tapos biglang bumuhos, pinasok ng tubig yung bahay niya. So, I had to replace it. Kaya, I overspent on the renovations that time. Pero okay lang, kasi malaki naman yung margin of error. Ang suggestion ko ngayon is for you to get 3 contractors to give quotations from you. Or, yung mga contractor nyo, dapat yung mga kakilala mo, yung mga nakatrabaho mo na before. I give more value dun sa nagpera sa akin kaysa sa mga bagong contractors. Kaya ngayon, yung best friend ko, ngayon, uuwi na siya from Dubai and, sabi niya, mag-project na tayo. Sabi ko, sige, nag-iipon na ako ng pera para meron na tayong project together finally. This is a dog. It's a lazy dog. And there's a marketing term called the lazy dog marketing na ang ginagawa lang is kapag magbebenta ka ng property, magpo-post ka sa Lumidi or OLX, yung free account. Tapos, maglalagay ka ng signage sa harap ng bahay kung pwede. Kasi there are some villages na bawal maglagay or mayroong restrictions on the signs. Minsan, maglalagay ka ng newspaper ad sa Manila Bulletin. Kasi effective daw doon. Magpo-post ka sa Facebook. Aside from that, wala na. Maghihintay ka na lang na mayroong papasok na in-pay sa'yo. That is what we call the lazy dog marketing. Feeling mo, ang dami mo na nagawa, pero as a real estate investor, one skill that you have to master is selling the property. Kasi hanggat hindi mo na mabenta yung property, hindi mo pa ma-realize yung profit mo. And so, dapat matuto ka. Or, a shortcut is hire an expert broker who is the master of that specific area. So, paano malalaman sino expert broker? Usually, siya yung pinakamaraming ads in whatever, pwedeng online, pwedeng sa signages, laging akala mo politiko kasi yung mukha niya nakalagay pa sa for sale sign. Na-experience ko yan during the election period. Kasi halos kakulay nung signages ko yung dun sa signage ng politiko sa Paranaque. So, nagugulat na lang, kahit ang dami ng signage. Pero kapag ang lapit na, hindi pala ako yun. Yung politiko pala yun. I know of some brokers na mayroong face talaga nila in the property. Okay lang yun. Ako hindi ko masyadong ginagawa. Nahiya ako na. Pero ginawa ko na rin dito. Panghatak ng ng bayan. This was taken 10 years ago, 2009. Ang motive namin is green. It's an open house. So, imagine, this is just a 10-floor townhouse complex. Akala mo malaking development. Akala mo isang condo na napakakaming units na bebenta. 10 floors lang yan. Nag-open house kami ni Mams. Tapos, nene, and excited. May license to sell the Mams. So yun, this is a property that we bought, renovated, and sold. So, dapat gawin ninyo lahat ang kaya niyong gawin. Take notes from the developers, take notes from the brokers kung ano yung mga ginagawa nila to sell the property. Hindi lang yung magpo-post ka ng signage at maghintay na hindi. Sorry, handing out flyers. Yes, handing out flyers. Pwede, sa condos, I gave this flyer to sell the condo that I renovated. Now, selling. Another strategy in selling is in pricing the property right. Para kang nagbebenta na hindi palugi, pero kumita ka na, pero mas mababa pa rin sa market value. Okay. So, one technique of selling a property really fast is showing it in the price. Okay. So, I sold this at 70% ng market value. So, 2,850,000. I could have sold it for 3 million or maximize the value at 4 million, but I didn't because I know na mas importante sa akin na makamove on na agad at mabayaran ko yung investor ko para masaya siya. Okay, so, ang nangyari, yung income nun, ni-roll over ko sa next project. And tuloy-tuloy. If you have a competitive price, you generate a faster sale and you return of investment on your investors. Okay. And aside from that, ang ginawa ko na pricing, very flexible pa. Since I acted as the bank, ako yung amortization ko, binabayaran ng buyer ko, plus meron pang income in between. So, I only asked for 15% down payment na ang nangyari dito, yung parents, yung una ko nakausap, regalo nila sa anak nilang ikakasal, yung down payment. Tapos sila na mag-amortize. Okay, so, alam ko kung kailan sila kinasal kasi yun yung time na binili nila yung bahay. So, if you offer better terms, you have more qualified buyers and generate a faster sale. Again, find property, fund it, fix it, and then sell it. So, paano ang ginawa ko as a real estate investor? Yung mga income ko from passive investing, from active investing itong ginagawa ko, all the passive income that I'm receiving from this, naroll over na sa mga properties that I buy for rentals. Yeah, so, yun yung naging hatian namin ng husband ko. So, siya yung sa pambili ng ay pang down payment, ako yung pang amortize. So, we bought and rented out quite a lot of properties na gano'n. So, ang prefer sa akin, dapat hindi ako mawawala ng tenant. And I cannot say na this is a rosy business na wala kang issue na ma-encounter. I've encountered delinquent tenants and kailangan kong mag-kick out. And I even had to sell some properties before kasi magde-default ako dito. So, I was too aggressive as an investor and I learned the hard way na kailangan ko magbenta ng property to save these. Kasi ito yung naging retirement plan, yung rentals na doon. So, I had to sell some properties para ma-save ito. Which is a good lesson for me, not to be so aggressive as an investor. So, I'm passing on the learning. Dapat may backup kailan. Each deal is unique. So, yan yung example. Kanina, ito sold 7 weeks from the date of acquisition and I earned mga 1.7 million from this property. This one sold within them. Total profit was 900,000. This was before taxes. So, kailangan pa i-complete yung taxes. Okay. Now, how do you start? Kaya sinabi ko kanina, I started as an agent sa isang developer where I learned the basics of real estate selling and buying, the process, kung ano yung kailangan daanan. You can also do the same actually. But, this is universal. I want you to pick a specific area, just one area. Kailangan alam niyo lahat ng values dyan, lahat ng zonal value, fair market value, rental rate, para kapag naghanap kayo ng property or every single time makakakita kayo ng property, alam niyo na kung ano yung bargain at saka kung ano yung mahal. And you only purchase the ones na okay presyo. I learned the hard way because hindi pa nga ako nag-commute pa lang ako nun. Ang una kong property was in Quezon City, next was in Tagaytay, and the property in Manila, Taguig, Parañaque, Las. So, during that time, akala ko, ang galing-galing ko na, sobrang productive kasi I have properties all over. But na-burn out ako. And hanggang ngayon, nakaka-receive pa rin ako ng inquiries for my properties in Quezon City na wala na akong maibigay. So, sayang, hindi mo ma-maximize yung selling potential mo kasi wala ka na, hindi ka focused in one area. Sabi nga ni Shine, kailangan focus ka in one specific area if you want to succeed. So, as a broker ngayon, ang area of specialization ko is Alabang area. Alabang, Paranaque, Las Piñas areas. So, medyo nag-overlap kami. Basically, the ultra-high-end properties in those areas. Kasi, yun yung pinakamalapit. And it makes sense for me to focus on that kasi pareho lang naman ang work that you put sa high-end properties at saka sa mid-end or sa low-end properties. Pero, mas malaking income dito. Malaki yung multiplier. So, take an area. Now, we live in Taguig. And we have properties in Taguig, properties in Paranaque, and in Manila. And you should master your chosen area. Alam niyo dapat lahat ng values niya. There, Lucky J. For those Philippines, the sources, Manila Bulletin, I love it. And your friendly real estate broker, good source of properties. Another benefit of being a broker or an agent is that ikaw ang unang nasasabihan or sa'yo unang lumalapit yung mga bargain properties. Ang daming beses na nangyari sa amin ni Brian, my husband, doon sa Acacia Estates where we live. And siya yung nagsasabi, tara, binili natin yan, okay yung presyo. Kasi, instead of ibenta niya, nakita niya yung it was selling way below market value, kami na dami yung kikita from the spread. So, we made money when we bought the properties. And we rented them out. So, parang, yun yung real estate investing game namin. Hindi na masyadong sobrang active, but it is still considered active kasi we're active real estate brokers. Pero more conservative yung method na buy and rent than before buy, renovate, and sell. Okay lang din either way as long as pareho lang naman yung goal, which is to save for your future, save for your future kids. Yeah, yung provide for our respective families. Because kaming dalawa, both are still the breadwinners of our own respective families. Okay, so, isang tip yun, kapag yung husband mo, parang recently napanood yung video ni Go about this. Now, if you are the breadwinner of your family, hayaan mo lang na, ang secret that is not just to, huwag mo lang intindihan kung magkano binibigay, just make sure that you have enough na pang-bigay sa kanila in a way na hindi mo na siya intindihan. Because, that is your obligation, that is your, gift sa kanila, it's your charity at home for a family. So, yun yung philosophy namin. And here, in our office, we have listings, a list of listings that you can consider. If you want a list, just tell Max, and I can email you the list, especially if you are living in Alabang, Paranaque, Las Piñas areas. But it is not limited to sa areas na yun. We have listings in Taguig, Makati, Mandaluyong, Manila, as far as Cavite, Pampanga, Palawan, Baguio. Okay, so kumuha natin kami ng listings yun as long as kaya natin. I want to share with you a story naman of a real estate broker na naging real estate investor din. Pumunta sila sa office, one of the other RE/MAX offices who are the successful ones in Green Hills. And sabi nila, gusto namin ginagawa ninyo. Kasi lakas na namin kumita sa brokerage, gusto namin paglalagyan. Gusto namin matuto how you invest. So, ang ginawa nila, since ang focus nila ay Ayala Properties, yung isang for sale na sobrang mura, and okay lang sa kanya, baliwala sa kanya, basta mabenta at that price, yung seller, nagpaalam sila, pwede po ba namin i-renovate itong property para ma-maximize natin yung selling potential? Pero, kami na bibigay dito sa presyo mo. But we'll sell it at this price. So, they put it under contract. Ang kailangan lang nilang ilabas is yung renovation cost, which is around 500,000 pesos. So they put the property under contract for 29 million. It is Park Terraces. It was, ang fair market value for that unit is around 35 million pesos. They spent 500,000. So they are bound to make about 5 million pesos, more or less, kung nabenta nila at market rate. Pero kung nabenta nila at mas mababa sa market rate, okay lang, kikita pa rin sila 2 million, 3 million pesos. So it's a good application on a bigger scale kasi they saw the opportunity and they applied the same principles. So you can also do the same. Okay? So that's it. This is how I just put it in the slide before to show you the project. It's a social enterprise for minimum wage earners. Okay, so that's it. Thank you very much for being with audience.